welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And if you're sitting right there, you know we've got an amazing expert coming in. But today, this is an episode all about my special subject that's close to my heart: Hollywood, production, direction, and script supervisor? Sit right there. We'll be right back. You heard me right. We're talking about Hollywood, but not just Hollywood. We're talking about being a script supervisor. And what is that? Well, that's why Jennifer's here to tell us. Jennifer, are you out there?
Hey, how are you, Tigo? Thanks for having me.
Great. Thanks for being here. Okay, answer the question, because I know a lot of people are going, script supervisor, what? What does that mean? Is that the person who gives the line in the middle of the movie?
Oh my gosh, that's like the tiniest little bit of what we do. Okay, so the script supervisor is the unsung hero of the film set, okay, or the TV show. We truly are sharing a brain with the director. We have to stay a step ahead of the director. We have to represent the screenwriter while we're shooting on set. You know, we don't have the benefit of having a screenwriter more often than not on set with us. So we have to make sure we're telling the story as written and intended by them while shooting totally out of order, because obviously it makes much more sense to shoot out of order, you know, by location as opposed to in sequential order. We have to make it look like it was all shot perfectly sequentially. We have to work with the actors so closely while the actors are in their delicate, you know, emotional space. We have to step in and help them give us the performance we need to make sure their performances even make it into the edit. Okay, so we're working very closely with actors. Yes. Also giving the editor the roadmap for shooting the film or TV show to the director's liking. So we're a little bit, you know, inside the director's brain there and giving the editor the perfect cut, as well as being a mini producer. Okay, so getting ahead of problems, making sure we're not shooting anything incorrectly, making sure we're not going to require a reshoot or send an actor home without getting their close-up or any number of things. So we're literally, okay, so we're a mini director, mini producer, screenwriter representative, actor sidekick, editor, advocate, all rolled into the most amazing and overlooked job in the industry. And it just so happens to be in demand. So
I've been in this business for 19 years, and I shared with you earlier, you know, how I got in this business. Thanks to Anna Maria Davis, shout out to her. But never heard of a script supervisor. Now, is there a script supervisor on every set of every movie and show?
Yes. So every single set that is, you know, a funded project, okay, maybe not student films, okay, they might not even realize the benefit of a script supervisor at that level. Curiously, even, you know, film students from, you know, fancy film schools, it's not really taught the way that it plays out in the real world, like on an actual stage, you know, on an actual set. So people go to film school to become directors, to become screenwriters, to become producers, to become actors. Maybe they don't think about this role and how it ties all of those together. But once you are, you know, on big sets, you're on, you know, features and TV shows, you cannot do the project without the script supervisor, because you'll just have a mess in post and none of it'll cut together. It's called throwing money away. Okay, so it's there, yeah, and there's one of them. Okay, so it's extremely important. Very important position. Directors, screenwriters, producers, actors know the value, and obviously editors. But it's almost like the best kept secret in Hollywood. I mean, I'd kid you not. And not surprisingly, because it's so misunderstood and overlooked, it's hugely in demand. Hugely in demand.
That was my next question. Well, actually, it's a two-parter. One, do you have to be a part of a union? And two, you do not have to be. Wow.
No,
and two,
no, but
if you want to be in this business, you know, other than calling my buddy Jennifer, how do you do this?
Oh gosh, well, you have to. So you do, if you're on a union show, depending on whether you're in a right to work state or not, that would answer the question of whether you need to be union. There are a gajillion, right to work states, and also states that require you to be in union to work on union production. So that's a whole nother conversation. Or you can just work in the indie world for your entire career if you want to. So you don't have to be union. My most famous script supervisor, who's also a director, screenwriter, he elected not to ever become a union script supervisor for his own personal reasons. I am a member of the union personally. But gosh, what was your second question, Tico? I'm sorry.
How do you get in?
How do you break in? Okay, so you have to learn a killer method, and then you have to go out and start applying it. Okay, so the way, when I came up doing this, there was not an option for me to train online or anything like that. I actually had to fly myself to New York and take a fancy class. And then I had to find a mentor who I then, had live at my house for 2 years to repay them for all the mentorship that they gave me. I mean, it was like a whole commitment and investment, into my career. I train people to get in the fastest way possible. I favor very fast-paced television shoots. Okay, so I had to develop a really, really efficient, effective system for doing the job, which is a pretty, involved job. And then I applied that to training brand new script supervisors, whether they have any film set experience or not, or whether they've been in the game, directing indies for 10 years, or they have always dreamed of being a writer and an actor, and they want a way in and they want access without waiting 25 years or never to break in. So regardless of where you're starting, I train people in my unique, efficient method consistently over and over again. They get told they're the best anyone's ever seen on their first shows. I mean, I have a gajillion case studies of people telling their messages, thanking me for making all the difference in their film career. So yeah, you need to train.
So wait a minute. So you train them.
I train them.
You have a program.
I have a program.
So after they get through your program, do you also help them find gigs?
Yes, always. I mean, we absolutely, it's a must. Yeah. So, referrals, references, I've even interviewed on behalf of a script supervisor before. My guy in Chicago had done a preliminary interview and he's like, I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I sealed it. And I'm like, well, let me jump on with the producer and let's seal it. And I literally did an interview on his behalf and he got the gig, of course. So I do anything I can to get them working. It is my absolute passion.
And how long is the training?
It can be done in as little as 2 intense days. It was designed to be a 2-day intensive live online workshop. I delivered that way for about 1.5 years, and a lot of people couldn't take their entire weekend to just train intensively. So due to popular demand, I switched it to be on-demand training with live mentorship meetings online, and then on-set phone support while they're actually shooting. And everyone's like, how on earth do you make that work? And I'm like, it works every single time. They text me if I'm on set, they text me. I walk them through whatever it is that they're going through on their, on those early gigs. It makes all the difference because they look like rock stars coming right out of the gate. If they're stuck, I get them unstuck. So it's really, we're very, very interactive in the program, and it works really well. So I guess that's why people walk away looking like rock stars.
So do they have to be able to travel? Is it something they can do part-time, or they have to do it full-time? Are you restricted to just working with certain lots, and certain production companies, or can you work with any production company?
So we are truly freelance, and you can choose whatever format you want. Okay. So in the beginning of my career, all I wanted to do was work. So I just jammed in everything. I would, work a feature, 5 days a week in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then drive home to New Orleans on a Saturday and pick up an insert unit. And, I would just like puzzle piece everything, every format, every length that I could, because I just loved it so much. So you can work full time. You can choose, a 6-month, TV series, or a 6-week feature, or just do second unit work or insert unit work or additional script supervisor work a couple of days a month, just to add to your, another revenue stream, and keep auditioning or doing stunts or whatever else it is that you do in life. So you truly have a ton of flexibility. And you can travel or not. I sometimes elect to go out of town. It's like paid vacation in a sense, because they have to fly, to travel me there, put me up, give me per diem. give me per diem, pay me on the weekends, so I'm getting paid on the weekend to go, explore a new city. So it's, and then sometimes I want to stay home and I stay home. So it's truly however you want to design your film career to be, there is that flexibility. And just the great thing is because there are so few qualified script supervisors, it's you're in demand. So that's why we see so many early, opportunities for my newbies as well, because they're very much needed.
Yeah, I gotta have you come back on because this is just fascinating. I want to take the course myself. Oh my God.
Yay! All right.
I've got to ask you, this has got to be like the stealth secret way, if you're a producer, a director, a wannabe screenwriter, to get into the game, right?
You said it. You absolutely just said it, Tigo. Like literally, they're like, I have been trying to get relationships for 10 years. I have been directing for 10 years. I did one script supervisor gig. They told me I'm the best they've ever seen. And now they're inviting me back as a producing partner and they want me to submit my work to them. It's insane what we're seeing. It's truly insane. I love it.
Will you come back on the show and go deeper with us? Will you do that? Because I am just sitting here going, I want a part-time job doing just this. I love this stuff.
I'll train you in a weekend. Sorry.
Oh, let's go. How do people find out about you? How do they find out about your training? How do they contact you?
Go to my website, scriptsupervisorceo.com, and just click on free workshop. I have a bunch of links to just join the free workshop. Also, I think you guys might have it in the notes here too, how to get into that free workshop. And that'll give you a great idea of whether this is for you or not. And then you can elect to go further if you want to.
You are the best. I can't wait for you to come back. You got to be one of our VIP guests because we're going to have so much fun with this. That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Tigo. I really appreciate it. I'll be back. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Count on it.
All right, everybody. You know what to do. If you didn't get to write it down, then go to Tigo Direct, type in script supervisor, type in Jennifer. She's coming up. Reach out to her, send her a message, say, hey, I saw you on Expert Talk. I want to know about your course. Make sure you reach out to her. Heck, you might actually see me in one of her, mastermind classes or something, because I'm truly fascinated by this. This is amazing and a great opportunity for you to be able to get into the, they call it the magic of Hollywood for a reason. It's hard to get in there. Trust me, I know. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Go to TigoDirect.com and reach out to Jennifer. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.